Hi everyone, today is the 17th of September 2016. I'm going to share a dream that the Lord blessed me with actually just this morning. I had a dream last night, but it was just too complicated for me even to try and figure out. It just seemed like I was going back in time. And, you know, I just cannot explain it, so I'll just leave that. If God wants to show it to me again so I understand, I will leave it as it is. But it seemed as though the feeling I got from it was like he was taking us back to before we got corrupted. It felt like that. I think that was what he was trying to show me. Back to the beginning, back to the Garden of Eden. Before what happened, before Eve and Adam fell. Anyway, this dream this morning, I seem to be going for an interview. So I've gone for an interview in this place, this massive building. This office is massive. Like how you'd see like the stock exchange. That is how big the office was. Just big. The loads and loads and loads of people. Seriously, hundreds, I'd say. Now, so I climb up the stairs and I go, and the section I'm going to is just shortly after I climb up the stairs. And there's no like divided into, it's a proper open office. There's no divisions. As in, well, I'm sure there are different groups of who have been allocated different sections, but there are no walls. Now, just as I get in, I'm introduced to the lady who seemed to be in charge of the section I'm going for an interview. She's this enthusiastic woman, black lady, bit plump, probably shorter than me, but she's so full of energy. And she's introduced to me as the route master. Now, bearing in mind, in London there's a bus called Route Master, so I'm thinking, okay. And then now, this section, these are all the drivers who are in charge of the buses. Now, in the dream, I have no idea what's going on. I am just an observer. I'm just following, the crowd. So I'm going there. She introduces her. She gets the rest of the people, and they have this kind of how would I say it? Like like how you chant something, like when you whatever you say, like I'm trying to get the word. Go ahead. Like a theme, it's what you say. We are for these, or or like you see on rallies, people will be chanting something. So they would say this. This is like motto. That's the word I'm looking for. That was their motto. They had a motto that something involved about root. It was so noisy, I'm telling you. It was so excited. So she's giving this speech, and she's saying, we are planning, we'll be doing the most difficult of journeys. We're planning this route, we'll be using the most difficult of routes. And so she's motivating the people and stuff, and saying, telling them about how to, to be prepared. It's going to be a difficult journey. She kept on saying, you're planning the most difficult of routes, to be using the most difficult of routes. Now, as she's talking, the rest of the people in the office, they start clapping because it was a glass window. So looking to my left, as I was, it was all glass around. So when looking at it, you could see car at the bottom, because we seem to be on like on the first floor, and I think underneath was like a parking. So they start clapping. So we all go to the window because we are near. We all go to the window. So people start standing up, they're clapping, and I see this limousine driving, and I'm wondering what they're clapping for. And the guy who's next to me tells me something, but I am so caught up with what's going on and the noise and everything, the cheering, and I don't remember what he told me, and I believe it it was something important, or he was telling me who that person is or whatever, but I don't remember. So they're clapping for this person who's coming in with the limousine, and so as they carry on clapping, that's when I wake up. And then I was thinking, I'm like, in the dream, I was thinking of bus routes in London, but I realized God was letting me see or be a part of the planning of the journey by the angels. That is what I was seeing, So, and they're planning the journeys will be difficult, as they said, planning this, and it's obviously they have practiced, they know how to get it right and everything, but and then obviously the person in the limousine coming in, that was Jesus, so he's coming to where the angels are, and I believe that he's just showing me he's coming to where the angels are, and then they'll go out to come and get us. It was an amazing dream. I wish I could remember what the guy told me, but obviously I was just thinking, I'm not working here, it is just too noisy. How can you get anything done? They're so excited, but that was it. God was just allowing me to see the journey, the angels planning the journey to come and get us. And the Lord has allowed me to see so many things from the beginning. I would say it's like he wanted me to be a witness to what has been going on, because at the beginning, when after he started showing me, giving me dreams of Nibiru, then I started having visions. These were it would be like a hearing ones that I mentioned this, and these were, he would take me in the spirit into heaven, and we'll be chanting, holy, holy, blessed is he. That happened to me once, and I remember once, and then a few days later it happened again. The second time I remember I even had my hand raised. It's like you're blessing somebody. And those visions used to wear me out. Being in the presence of God is no kidding. The following day it would be like I have the flu. Every muscle in my body would be aching, because he is so pure, he is so powerful. Just being there, and I was not even seeing. The best I could see, it was my hand when I raised it. That is how pure and powerful God is. We can only be in his presence when we have transformed bodies. And then the other one as well I'd had is when they were calling out the names of people who were going to die in 2016. And because there will be a name, and there'll be 2016, 2016. There were a lot of names, and this went on for a long time in the night. And again, that was really, really draining. So God has allowed me. He's allowed me to be a witness to these things. It's not about me. It's just, as he's always done in his book, he allows his people to see what he's planning. And he's gone all the way up to here, where he's allowing me to see the journey being planned by the angels. And Jesus was going in there, so guys, it's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be long. Remember, the last time I saw Jesus, he was in a suit. This time, I just knew he was in the car. So, guys. Anyway, yesterday when I shared my dream, I forgot to mention that about the fruits. The Lord reminded me, forgot to mention about the bit where you're picking up fruits. Because I did say about the bag that was underneath the desk. If you watched that dream that I shared yesterday. And it was like somebody had bought some fruits. But then later I remember him showing me I was picking up fruits, like they were somewhere, and I was just collecting the fruits, or different kinds of fruits. And we know what that means, you know, picking, where the pickings, the harvest is ready, so picking up of the fruits is gonna happen now. Sorry, I forgot that, but he reminded me yesterday. And in another vision I had like a few days ago, this one seemed to be going on in my garden, and I was making like kind of upside down V marks around the garden. And I think that symbolizes a section in Israel. I think Hebron. I think that signs for Hebron. It was a special section in Israel. Randa has done about it. I've not done any research about it, but it's one of the marks that we get. It's one of the markings of his people of this land. It was called Hebron, or his people called who were in that area, Hebron. And I seem to be making those marks around my garden. And then I see some weeds outside where the markings, and I pull the weeds out. And I realized what the Lord was showing me was like he's marked his people, and he's pulling out the weeds, as he said in the gospel about the weeds being pulled out when the time for harvest. Because he said he's not going to pull out the weeds because as he pulls out when the people are there, he might pull out the good seeds, isn't it? So it's going to happen during harvest time. Yeah, I just want to share those. I just want to bless in Yeshua's name. It's been a blessing to me. I mean, most of the times in my dreams I don't know what's going on and I don't understand, but for me, it's not about me, it's about Jesus, it's about the crucified Christ. So I'm not necessarily meant to understand everything. In most cases, I'm just meant to be a witness. I witnessed it. That's it. So sometimes my interpretation is completely off. It was like the other day I realized about the pickup that was going, we were in the pickup, were going back, and all these, I realized were all these cars which were white. So those were angels, cars from angels, and they're going different ways. So they must have been collecting people. But because we're not going the same way some of us are going, we're branching off, I assumed we're going the wrong way. But I realized later, like, no, actually, some of them obviously must have been going to collect people. And these cars were white. And all these cars, the angels' cars are usually white that he shows me. So again, my interpretation might be wrong, but later it comes to me. But in most cases, I'm just meant to be a witness. I witnessed it, and I share what I have witnessed. Again, let's remember, it's not about what we have done, it's about what Jesus did. And we should always remember that and just be repentant. The world is going to go downhill, and it's going to get really chaotic. Let's not get caught up with what's going to happen in the future in this world. It's not about us being right of what we have seen. It's about us remembering what Jesus did for us and repenting and being witnesses to who he is. That is the most important thing. We are done with this world. We are going home. And just let's keep on remembering that. Thank you. Hope to see you all soon in heaven. I bless you in Yeshua's name. Amen.